Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about why your art matters even if no one sees it. And before we begin, I want to say thank you again for all the massive support. And also in the description below, there's a few channels that I've been watching here and there, small channels that I really think deserve a lot of support that you can go and subscribe to. These are just my personal channels that I enjoy. I like looking for small artists like myself to support and watch because of the amount of potential within them. But anyway, with that out of the way, like, subscribe, comment what your thoughts are on this video as we go on. And yeah, let's begin. So, why your art matters, even if no one sees it. I feel like in a world where art gets judged by likes, shares, followers, it's easy to feel invisible. It's very, very easy to feel invisible, but your art matters even if no one really sees it. So I want to make 4 key points. The first point is your art matters simply because it's yours. Every drawing carries your thoughts, your feelings, your imagination, your failures, your experiments, your successes. It's yours. That's one thing that's very, very, very important is the fact that this is something that you made. And that's one thing that I like to think back to myself every time I finish a piece, even one that I'm not too happy with, is I took a blank canvas or a blank sheet of paper and I made something out of it. Like something is like there's lead on paper or there's lines on a canvas. Just like that. Whether it's through a tutorial, whether it's, random sketching, whatever it is, I managed to create something from nothing. And that alone gives it value. That alone gives it value. The second thing is art changes you first. The act of creating improves your skills and your mindset and your confidence before anyone else out there sees it, before it impacts someone, before someone relates to it on a deeper level. The first person it changes is you, the creator of the art. And we need to think about this more often. How does our art make us feel? First of all, you created something from nothing. Secondly, it has improved something within you. And I'm not saying that it's bad that it impacts other people as well. But all I'm saying is we need to take into account and appreciate how our artistic skills are growing. Even if it never leaves your sketchbook or you never show anyone some of the things that you do, which is most of the case with a lot of artists, it's still shaping you into who you are as an artist. The third thing, impact isn't always visible. Someone may stumble across your art months or even years later, and it might touch them in a certain way. It might move them. It could be a landscape piece. It could be a character. It could be a fan art in your style, and the person just thought it was encapsulating. And you shared that work like 2, 3 years ago, and you didn't think too much about it, and people didn't seem to reciprocate with the excitement you had for it. But you never know where your art will end up. Even if no one reacts, your work still exists and carries meaning. It could have healed someone of something that they might have been going through. And one way I like to do this personally, if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I do landscapes roughly every week, or every 2 weeks. And within the landscape, every landscape has a message of sorts that I put in, an inspirational message or a message of encouragement or just thoughts on what prompted me to create the piece itself. And in that message, I found that there's people who relate to that message, my followers who relate to that message. And that's special to me. But there's also people out there who have not liked or commented on it, who it could have moved as well. And the fourth thing is art is a conversation with yourself. And I found this more recently. Drawing is a way of reflecting, processing, remembering moments, etc. Even if you're doing a fine art or studies, etc. It's still a way of communicating with yourself and learning and practicing and trying and experimenting. And that alone makes it far more valuable beyond external validation. Because for us as artists, this isn't just something that we are turning into a business or posting on YouTube or pursuing as a career, but it's genuinely a passion within us that burns and that we need to keep burning, really. We need to keep it alive. And it's in those moments when we're creating art that you think a lot, think through things, think about things. And that's the special thing about it. It's a kind of craft that not only grows with time, but also helps growing your thinking, if that makes sense. And that's what I want to talk about. To recap, your art matters because it's yours. Every drawing carries your thoughts, your feelings, your imagination, etc. The art changes you fast before it changes anyone else. The impact might not be visible right now, but you don't know who your art has impacted or moved. And lastly, art is a conversation with yourself. Your art doesn't need an audience to be important. It matters because you made it, and that's enough. And again, I'm not saying that audiences aren't important. Of course they are. Some of us are posting on YouTube, 2 audiences, posting on Instagram, X, DeviantArt, ArtStation, etc. 2 audiences, and people relate and reciprocate most of the time. But even when they don't, that doesn't change the value of your art. And so that is it for today's video. That is all I wanted to say. And I hope that what I said makes sense and that it helped you to some extent. And yeah, so feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments. Feel free to subscribe, like, share the video even. You can follow me on Instagram, and all the other social platforms will be in the description below. And I'd like to leave you with a question. What does art mean to you? Whether in regards to pursuit of a skill, or more so, what is your ultimate goal in regards to your art? I'd say my ultimate goal, of course, is to pursue professionally character design, concept art, etc. But more so to be able to spread joy and happiness through my art is the end goal. That's what governs everything else that I practice and learn. Yeah, so that is it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care and goodbye.